This is StoryLink Radio. Our stories are presented before a live audience, then recorded for the StoryLink Radio podcast for your on-demand listening pleasure. Please visit StoryLinkRadio.com for show notes, for read-along text, and to find out how to join our live audience, and for lots of free stuff, including free audiobooks and much more. This episode is the next chapter in Le Morte D'Arthur. Please remember to visit www.storylinkradio.com. Book 1, Chapter 8, How King Arthur Held in Wales at a Pentecost a Great Feast, and What Kings and Lords Came to His Feast. Then the king removed into Wales, and let cry a great feast that it should be holden at Pentecost after the coronation of him at the city of Caerleon. Unto the feast came King Lot of Lothian and of Orkney, with 500 knights about him. Also there came to the feast King Uriens of Gore, with 400 knights about him. Also there came to that feast King Nentres of Garlot, with 700 knights about him. Also there came to the feast the King of Scotland, with 600 knights about him, and he was but a young man. Also there came to the feast a king that was called the King with 100 knights, but he and his men were passing well beseen at all points. Also there came the King of Carados, with 500 knights. And King Arthur was glad of their coming, for he weened that all the kings and knights had come for great love, and to have done worship at his feast. Wherefore the king made great joy, and sent the kings and knights great presents. But the kings would none receive, but rebuked the messengers shamefully, and said they had no joy but to receive no gifts of a beardless boy that was come of low blood, and sent him word that they would none of his gifts, but that they were come to give him gifts, with hard swords betwixt the neck and shoulders. And therefore they came thither, so they told to the messenger plainly, for it was great shame to all them to see such a boy to have a rule of so noble a realm as this land was. With this answer the messengers departed, and told to King Arthur this answer. Wherefore, by the advice of his barons, he took to him a strong tower with 500 good men with him, and all the kings aforesaid in a manner laid siege tofore him. But King Arthur was well victualled, and within 15 days there came Merlin among them into the city of Caerleon. Then all the kings were passing glad of Merlin, and asked him, For what cause is that boy Arthur made your king? Sirs, said Merlin, I shall tell you the cause. For he is King Uther Pendragon's son, born in wedlock, gotten on Igraine, the duke's wife of Tintagel. Then he is a bastard, they said all. Nay, said Merlin, after the death of the duke, more than 3 hours was Arthur begotten, and 13 days after King Uther wedded Igraine. Therefore I prove him he is no bastard, and who saith nay, he shall be king and overcome all his enemies. And, or he die, he shall be long king of all England, and have under his obeyance Wales, Ireland, Scotland, and more realms than I will now rehearse. Some of the kings had marvel of Merlin's words, and deemed well that it should be as he said. And some of them laughed him to scorn, as King Lot, and more others called him a witch. But then were they accorded with Merlin, that King Arthur should come out and speak with the kings, and to come safe and to go safe, such assurance there was made. So Merlin went unto King Arthur, and told him how he had done, and bade him fear not, but come out boldly and speak with them, and spare them not, but answer them as their king and chieftain, for ye shall overcome them all, whether they will or nill. Thank you for listening to StoryLink Radio. If you like what you've just heard, we hope you'll subscribe to our podcast and pass along our web address, www.storylinkradio.com, and leave comments to tell us if you like what we're doing and what stories you enjoy most. Join us next time for another story from StoryLink Radio.